You are welcome to Abrahamic Mission. My name is Imam Fuad Adeyemi, and today we are going to discuss a very important topic, and a very topic that is related to all of us, unless you are not a human being. Because if you are a human being, even those who are not human being, animals, they belong to it. It's family. And we all know how important family is. And today, by God's grace, I've brought the scholars, men of God, those who have seen it all. I believe you will know them when I introduce them. They are the one, apart from the fact that they are religious leaders, they are also family members. They have father, I'm very sure. They have mothers too, and they have children, and they have family. So join me in welcoming Reverend Dr. Jonas Samson, who is the chairman of Christian Association of Nigeria, FCT, is also the senior pastor of Equa Good News Church at Maitama Ministers Hill. Reverend, you are welcome.
Thank you so much.
When people see Reverend, they would think he's an imam, but he wants to show us that he's like us too, despite being the chairman of FCT CAN, despite being the senior pastor of that Equa Church. You are welcome once again.
Thank you so much.
And also joining us, Imam Dr. Tajuddin Adigun Bello is the chairman of FCT Council of Imam Initiative. He's also the imam of a very big mosque in Abuja, and the name of that mosque is Fuad Lababidi Mosque in Zone 3. Some people used to say we say community mosque, but Imam Tajuddin, you are welcome.
Thank you so much for the introduction.
Yes, because
Community Center Mosque is also called Fuad Mosque.
No, it's Fuad Lababidi Mosque. It's also called we say community center. You are welcome. My name is Imam Fuad Adeyemi. I think you will now be able to link why that the name of that mosque is important to me. But before we begin to talk about family, we all know that family is the most important unit in the community. And without family, no community. Without family, no nation. So the reflection of what family is or what they are in a particular community will determine what that community is. But before we discuss this, let's quickly review some of the messages that we have gotten in the past few days. This man writes, he says, Alhamdulillah, more of this enlightenment, please. I like this program. May God bless you all. Nagode Ahmed Jones, Kado Life Camp. Another man writes, he said, more grease to your elbows, organizer of this religious program on television. May God unite us in Nigeria and the world all over. This woman writes, said, my name is Tunga Justina. I am watching this program from Delta State, Warri, and I'm enjoying it. God bless the organizer of this program. May God bless Nigeria and heal our land. This one says, wow, that's the way he writes it. He said, this is a wonderful program. I would like the Imam Alpha to preach this kind of message among their followers. I grew up with the Yoruba Muslim, very nice people, Emmanuel Eteng. This is the kind of thing we want to be hearing among ourselves. When Igbo will say Hausa is good, Hausa will say Yoruba is good. I think this is what we're supposed, the kind of experience that we're supposed to be sharing. This one writes, he said, oh, I think this one will go to Imam this time around. He said, how do you explain the word jihad in Islamic faith, in contrast to your denial of the fact that extremist Muslim kills for God? Reverend Father Jumbo, JP, River State.
Well, the word jihad is an Arabic word which simply means struggle. That's why Allah says in the Quran, وَالَّذِينَ جَاهَدُوا فِينَا لَنَهْدِيَنَّهُمْ سُبُلَنَا. Those who struggle in our past, definitely we are going to guide them aright. So jihad is the simple meaning of it is that is struggle to learn, struggle to go to market and have what you want there, struggle to go to office, all that you are struggling to be positive in life, that is called jihad. But probably the misconception is about qital. Qital is the war, which has its own different chapters, it has conditions, it has why you should go into it. It should have actually, what are the reasons for war? In Islam there is war. But it has conditions, it has so many things that has to do with the real world. For instance, now, as we are in this studio now, if somebody should attack us, there will be no reason why we cannot attack back. So you can see it. So a Muslim is a Muslim actually is somebody actually who is a social human being. So each chapter has its condition. But some people have a misconception, even some Muslims. Now, for instance, BH now, people will call them Muslims and they will see them.
I think it's making reference to them.
Of course, and you will see them as people who are practicing jihad, which is not so. So it is not the practice of an individual that tells what that religion actually is all about. You have to get the scripture of that religion and then you discuss based on that. You will find a Muslim now drinking alcohol is prohibited. You see a Muslim fornicating is prohibited. You see a Muslim corrupt in office, stealing millions if not billions. Yes, a Muslim in the mosque, but he's not representing Islam. So people should get it very clear. It's not an individual act that translates what is all about the religion, but the content of the document. For instance, for Muslims, Quran, which cannot be changed.
Reverend, you want to?
Well, I'm glad that he's making this clarification, but there's general perception that people think about. That's why the Reverend there is he's raising this question. And it's good that you're making this clarification so that people will get to know, because if people have it in mind that you kill jihad, fighting for Allah, and if we have people who do not understand it the way you are explaining it, may be doing it also, or telling followers to do same. But with your clarification, is to just help people really understand from the context of Quran that this is what jihad means.
Yes, and added to that, you see, Quran is translated by Prophet Muhammad in practice. Prophet spent 13 good years in Mecca after becoming a prophet at the age of 40. Now, if Islam could have meant fighting and killing, the killing in Mecca could have very pronounced, because the way the Meccans brutalized the Muslims, which is in the record. All writers, all historians are aware that the main reason why Rasulullah has to leave Mecca after 13 years is because of the brutality of the Meccans. They killed a number of companions, they put some of them on the live fire and they died, they massacred them. But with that, there is no point when any writer will write an attack in that 13 years against any kafir in Mecca. No writer. This is the practical Islam. And that is the original Islam. Okay. Until when Allah says to Prophet Muhammad, he should leave Mecca for Medina because the environment is no more conducive for them.
So I think with this, then there should be a clear condemnation to those who may tread on that line, that if you kill in the name of
the name of religion,
in the name of religion,
Islam,
you are doing service to Allah. I think outrightly, they should be told that.
I think that's what he's saying.
The best way, as I've said earlier, is that the document of that religion is only source you can prove that that religion actually is having that concept. Individuals cannot, because if I say it today, and another person misbehaved somewhere, and somebody saw him, and he claimed that it's Islam, then automatically it won't work. So the reality is that Rasulullah was forced out of Mecca. Allah confirmed in the Quran that he should leave Mecca for Medina because of inconvenience. Okay. But he fought war in Medina. Why? Because the Meccans still gathered themselves and attacked Prophet ﷺ in the Battle of Badr.
From Mecca to Medina.
Of course, again, that is the first battle fought, which means we have war in Islam. But it has to be with conditions. And jihad means struggle positively.
Okay.
The battle was fought. Allah says, لَقَدْ نَصَرَكُمُ اللَّهُ الْبَدْرٍ وَأَنْتُمْ أَذِلَّةٌ فَاتَّقُوا اللَّهَ لَعَلَّكُمْ تَشْكُرُونَ. We gave you victory over your enemies in Badr because of your perseverance, because of your patience. Because these people are not comfortable after you even leaving them. Which means till date, if condition of jihad is fulfilled, which is called qital and not jihad.
Okay.
So that people will not have a misconception that, no, a Muslim is that foolish, he can leave anytime, you can come and slap him and kill him and he'll be looking at you. That is not true.
Okay,
That is also a misconception.
Imam, I think the summary.
Are we together on that note?
Based on what Reverend said now.
That's why I'm giving historical, practical, the
perspective.
practice of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, who is the leader of this religion.
Okay.
Because somebody will tell you that, okay, what of the battle of Badr? What of the battle of this? This is the reason why they were fought.
Okay. I think the summary of this is this. Somebody summarized it in one of our episodes. He said, if there is a family that they are all good there,
yes,
they don't eat, they don't smoke, they don't do any wrong thing, and they now see somebody that is misbehaving in the family, there are those who know that family. Oh, they say, this is not likely to be from that. It's likely to be a bastard. Or instead of you now say, this is your family are terrible people. The people you know say it is exactly like that in all the religious groupings. If you see somebody that is not doing what that religion asks them to do, you should pity him. Now this is likely to be a bastard because it's not following what their religious books, what it teaches them. It's not to be condemning the religion that it claims to come from. That it is that person that we should focus our blame on and not the religion that comes first.
So by implication, religion shouldn't be kind of a forceful thing.
Of course.
But rather it should be
conviction. Yes, actually.
If you are convinced in your heart,
of course.
Then, and nobody should force you to.
In Medina, it is conviction that make Medians to accept Islam. In Mecca, there was no any force too, because even it is the other side that was attacking. And Allah confirmed. Allah says, وَإِذْ يَمْكُرُ بِكَ الَّذِينَ كَفَرُوا لِيُثْبِتُوكَ أَوْ يَقْتُلُوكَ أَوْ يَخْرُجُوكَ وَيَمْكُرُونَ وَيَمْكُرُ. Even if you don't know Arabic, when you hear يَمْكُرُونَ, you know something somewhere is going bad. You know they plotted against Rasulullah to kill him, to jail him, to send him out, just simply because he said they should not worship idols.
Okay.
So those who do contrary should be condemned.
They are condemned already.
Of course. This is very practical. You know, the best way you can teach a person Islam that is practical, take the life of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam and give, because he is the role model.
I think we have a message that always back what we are saying. He said the Muslim fanatics are really painting the religion black.
Yes.
Please, let this leader counsel them against this task to waste innocent blood. We are all created by God. No one has authority over another's life. Thank you, Remy from Umaya, Abia State.
Okay, let me make a point.
In one of our episodes, we did talk about similar thing like that. We say, look, there are times you find people taking things too extreme. So we should be able to balance everything we are doing, because if we are saying yes, the religion I practice talks about love, it talks about, then why should I take it too extreme to even kill a fellow brother because of religion? Okay,
let me make a small comment here. The BH as case study, the casualty of BH in this country, 80% are Muslims, not non-Muslims. Anybody can check the record. Those who are victim of BH in this country, 80% of them are Muslims. Now, if he is talking of Islam, can there be any bomb in the mosque on Friday after Asr in Ramadan while 500 Muslims died in that bomb? Can it be?
That's extremism.
Okay. If that is the case, then that cannot represent a Muslim. Why is that all these bombs are happening in states where we have the majority of non-Muslims? Probably somebody may have a misconception. The number of Muslims we lost in Borno, in Yobe, in Gombe, in Taraba, in Adamawa cannot be compared to anywhere in this country, either southern, west, or southeast or southwest. Now it means these people are out to even kill Muslims.
No, I think, Imam, I'm just
giving a very lively case study. Very
just like you are saying, if you also ask somebody, he will tell you even the rate of Christians that have been killed. So I'm telling you the truth.
No, I think like what Imam said, I think it is perception. I think it's a perception.
So somebody will tell you also, and but to me, we just want to say such acts should be condemned. And those of us that are religious leaders, we should do our best to ensure that we teach our people the right thing, and those who are doing the contrary should not be tolerated.
I agree with this absolutely. No, but what I'm saying is this: nobody who has figures of casualty of BH in Nigeria will compare the number of casualty of Muslims to non-Muslims. It's impossible.
No, I think
it's impossible. How many percentage do we have in these states of non-Muslims? You see, if this case could have been, for instance, in Port Harcourt.
We don't have much time.
This
is not our. This is not
I'm
our.
just giving an example.
I'm telling you that also when you look at it also.
Probably
I begin to count states.
Imam, I think probably what we need to do is we will also discuss jihad as a topic.
As a topic of its own.
We'll do that.
Just like you are saying, one can enumerate to you other states that a lot of Christians who were killed.
Can we give one example, please? One state.
There are many.
Probably Benue, Plateau.
I've mentioned
Benue,
the casualty of BH. The casualty of BH in Plateau is almost zero.
Okay, let's do this thing. Reverend,
I'm just saying this practically.
Imam, hold on.
But I can tell you in Borno,
Imam,
as we are talking now,
Imam,
in fact, you can't compare it.
If you talk about Kaduna, you talk about Plateau, you talk about Benue, you talk about Taraba, you talk about many.
Let's do it this way.
Okay.
We are going to discuss jihad.
Okay.
Or the so-called killing
as a topic of
discussion. But notwithstanding, I think all of us, both Muslim and Christian, we need to understand that we have a common enemy. And this argument of the number of Muslims, the number of Christians is actually hindering the success of this thing. Because the Muslim will say, the Christian will say, it is Muslims that are killing. The Christian will say, no, it is only Muslims that are killing. Instead of us to come together and see, we have common enemy, and we have to fight it, forget about where they are coming from. But don't problem. I know this program is going to be very, very explosive, but we are going to go on a very short break. Now, please, don't go away. When we come back, we now come back to discuss the issue of family. Please, be there for us.
The struggle for independence had been a long and tough one. Our founding fathers and compatriots sacrificed their comfort and even shed their blood. We cannot at this point in history afford to spirit away their sacrifices for immediate but temporary gains of today. Let us emphasize what unites and not what divides us. Working for the unity of purpose with a stronger vision for a better tomorrow. NTA. Growing with the nation.
Yeah, welcome back. If you are just joining us, this is Abrahamic Mission, and today we are discussing family, the ideal family. Joining me to discuss the program, the topic today is Reverend Dr. Jonah Samson. You see him that is dressing like the Imam of National Mosque. He's also the chairman of FCT, Christian Association of Nigeria. All of us, you join me to thank him because it's like I dragged him while he was going out for a personal thing. I said, Reverend, you drive your car to NTA. He said, I'm going somewhere. I said, no, sir, you have to come. And he came because that is the work he has promised God he wants to do. Reverend, we thank you.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, and also, Imam Tajuddin is the chief imam of Fuala Babidi Mosque, we all know. You might also say we are supposed to have started this program on time. I mean, to have discussed this topic, despite the fact that he was very busy. It was even the one who called me, Mom, you said we are going to discuss it. What are we going to do about it? And I said, then we have to work. Dr. Imam Tajuddin, we are very grateful too.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Today we'll be discussing family. This time around, whether you are a Muslim or you are a Christian, there's no way you don't have a family. Now let us look at it. Reverend, what is a family?
Thank you, viewer. When we talk about a family, you are talking about a father and a mother and children consisting of a unit called a family. So where you have parents and then with the children inclusive, we call them a family, just in a nutshell.
Imam.
I think there is no much to add. Exactly what you have said, that is the family. It's a small unit of any society. Where you have the father, the mother, the children, the grandfather, the grand. You know, that's why we have an extended family in Africa here. And then in the Western world, they have a very small micro family.
Nuclear family.
Of course, nuclear.
Like in our family, we used to describe our family as nuclear extended family.
You see?
Because we are very large, But we are so fused together as if it is one wife, one man that is in the family.
Of course.
So we always describe ourselves nuclear extended family. That's the way we describe ourselves. So where do you come from? The nuclear extended family. Well, we've understood in simple manner what is a family. But this issue of family, everybody has family. Even animals, they do have family. What can we describe? How can we describe an ideal family? That this is a family, this is what's expected, this is what's supposed to be an ideal family. Imam Taji.
Yes, an ideal family is a family that is highly responsible. That family is the family that knows the responsibilities of each member of the family. And of course, each of these members of this family is rendering the responsibilities that actually is shouldered on him. And of course, in Islamic definition, that family must actually absolutely believe in God Almighty. And that family also must work towards abiding with the rules and regulations that Allah, the creator of creations, has set down for mankind. Which means anything that the creator has prohibited, that family should not champion doing it. And anything that God Almighty has commanded people to do, they will do as much as they could. Which means it has spiritual inclination. You can't be a good family when the family are full of armed robbers. You can't be a good family when your family are killing people. You can't be a good family when your family is not responsible. You only sit down waiting for somebody to feed you. You will not go and seek for actually your own legal means. Now, if a responsible family must do all the needful and must run away from anything that is prohibited.
Reverend.
Well, to me, an ideal family from biblical point of view is a family that is Christ-centered. Christ-centered in the sense that a family where Jesus Christ is the head of that family, and you're able to see you see peace. And let me just make a little reference back to the book of Genesis.
Good.
In Genesis chapter 2, when God created man and woman, Adam and Eve, and placed them in the garden before the fall of man in Genesis chapter 3. Okay. You see the account of the fall of man. You know, you see an ideal family where they were living peacefully with each other, Adam and Eve. And the Bible even said while they stayed together, they were naked and they were not ashamed of each other. Now, there is so much embedded into this. So an ideal family is a perfect family where Christ takes over and he rules over the affairs of that family, where, just like he said, they worship God, and that Holy Spirit takes over the affairs of the family. The father and the mother, everybody playing his role and responsibility. The children also doing theirs. And you find a very good ideal family. See, for us to have a very good society, we need an ideal family.
From there, we still pick it up there.
Yes.
We need an ideal family. Then why do we need the family in the community? What is the importance of family itself?
Why we need family
in the community.
In the community.
So it means, what is the importance? What would be the role of the family in the community?
Yeah, you see, when you talk about family in the community, sincerely, it is through family that you have a very good society. Through family, you have very good community. Because, you know, just like in church, let me give an example. In church, we're a community of believers where people come together to worship. But there will be no church without family, because the families are the building blocks of the church. The same thing with the society. So today, when you look at the society and you find people all over, the good and the bad, the foundation is from the family. And that's why, as I'm speaking, those who are listening, you know, we need ideal family, because that will go a long way to help in our society. The Bible said, when the foundation is destroyed, what will the righteous do?
Okay.
So, for us sincerely to have a very good society, we need very strong families.
No, I think you have summarized it. When the foundation is destroyed, what will the righteous do? Imam, what is, from Islamic point of view, what would be the importance of family to the community?
Yes, the family is very, very key. Especially an ideal family is key to establishing an ideal society. Today, the problem the society is facing, in fact, at the level of the globe at large, is because the small unit called family is not ideal. I'm not saying all, but really, if we want the world actually to live a life of peace, that formation of ideal family we must work on. And that's why in the Quran, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentioned marriage, because you can't just pick somebody on street and you start staying together and you feel you can establish an ideal family.
It's not possible.
It's not possible. So the issue of marriage is key and primary. That's why even before you marry as a man or as a woman, you must pick somebody responsible. When you are responsible and that person is responsible, when the two coming together are responsible, they are going to produce, if you like, manufacture out children who are highly responsible.
Okay, Mom, let me allow you to link what you are discussing with something. Okay. Now, you've mentioned that an ideal family is about responsibilities.
Of course.
That they should be responsible. Now, let's now begin to take it one by one. You started about a father or a will-be father. I think let me start it that way. A will-be father. Now, let's now say what role does a father play in a family?
Wow.
Well, if we are to discuss the role of the father, I will start from when he is becoming a father.
And start from there now. Let's hear.
Now, he has to select the mother of his children who is responsible. The mother also must make sure that the person who wants to marry her is somebody who is responsible. And that's why in Islam there is choice. You don't just marry anyhow. You choose. Because Allah knows that there are going to be people who are responsible and there are going to be people who are not responsible. So you choose. That's why Allah says, "Fankihu ma taba lakum minan nisa'i mathna wa thulatha wa ruba fa in khiftum an la ta'dilu fawahidatan aw ma malakat aymanukum dhalika adna an la ta'ulu."
Meaning,
you must marry. That is in chapter 4 of the Quran, verses 5. Surah An-Nisa. Allah says, marry out of your choice. So if you find any Muslim marrying out of his choice, it means he did not understand the concept of the religion. And that's why there is
so you don't marry because of sympathy?
You have to marry.
What are they dash you?
That is your choice. If you marry because of sympathy, that is your choice. But make sure that the person you are marrying actually is a person you are going to build an ideal family. That comes about the issue of choice. Yeah. You marry either two. Well, we are not discussing polygamy today, or three, or four. If you cannot be just, then you marry only one wife.
So no man can be just now.
Well, that is a long discussion, because a man can be just, except if he refuses to be just.
Okay, go ahead.
I will give example, only one example. If you have 4 or 5 children,
okay,
you must be just to them. Anybody who cannot be just to his children, because there are 3, 4, 5, then that person cannot be just to his wife. But if he can be just to his children that are more than 2, automatically he has the quality, except when he refuses to do the justice. So that is a topic on its own. I hope my mothers are not worried about this. I don't want to bother them. I want to say you need to choose. Yeah. And then the woman to have the right of choice. It's not the way people are saying that a woman can go into marriage by force in Islam. It's not true. She has the right actually to accept the person she want to marry. And let me mention very clearly here.
Please do.
Don't just because you want to marry, you just marry anyhow. Marry the woman that you love, and that woman is religious. Allah says, وَمِنْ آيَاتِهِ أَنْ خَلَقَ لَكُم مِّنْ أَنفُسِكُمْ أَزْوَاجًا لِتَسْكُنُوا إِلَيْهَا وَجَعَلَ بَيْنَكُمْ مَوَدَّةً وَرَحْمَةً إِنَّ فِي ذَلِكَ لَآيَاتٍ لِقَوْمٍ يَعْقِلُونَ. This is Surah Rome.
Meaning chapter 10?
Yes. Rome is...
chapter 10?
Rome, no, not Ma'idah.
Ma'idah is chapter 5.
No, Ma'idah is 5.
And then Rome is chapter 10.
Well, I will get it back, inshallah.
I can tell you authoritatively.
It's not, let us keep it, but it's verse 21 of Rome. Verse 21 of Rome. Now, Allah says in that verse, among his sciences that he is existing, he has created for you mates. That a man would like to have a wife, and a woman would like to have a husband. That is natural. Like feeling hungry to eat food. Then marry from your choice those you love, and then
sorry,
be
Rome chapter 30. I'm sorry.
Okay, 30:21.
30, chapter 30.
Chapter 30, verse 21. Now marry out of that. Now you must have mercy for your wife. You must love your wife. You must commit yourself to loving your wife. And not only loving her, you must show her love as far as Islam is concerned. She too must do the same. And these are some mistakes people are making.
How?
That he will shy away from showing the real love to his wife. Maybe the love will end after the marriage. Before he marry her, he will give her so many things of concern and mercy and love. But when she comes to the house, she pack her like parking a motor vehicle in the parking space. Now, this type of marriage will not give the idealness, because this area of love, which some scholars are shying away from, must be emphasized. It is key to marriage. She must love you, you must love her, you must show her love, not only loving. And Rasulullah has displayed that in a number of his lifetime. Now, this is key to choice. Now, secondly, as a man in Islam, you must be responsible for her dowry. You must be responsible for her feeding, for her drinks, for her shelter, for her clothing, for her health, for her education. All this has to do with financial implication. You are responsible. It is not the woman.
The woman is rich.
Even if she is rich, as far as Islam is concerned, you are the one. Then Allah says about that, الرجال قوامون على النساء بما فضل الله بعضهم على بعض وبما أنفقوا من أموالهم.
Meaning,
men are the leaders of the family. They are the maintainers of the family. They are the one to shoulder the responsibility of the needs of the family. That's come about the issue of dowry, feeding, shelter, clothing, health, education. Anything that she has need of, you must actually provide it.
For all of them.
For all of them.
Yeah.
Including the children if they are to come. Now, this is key to her right as a woman. And also it is key to her right that that man must satisfy her need as a woman. A need that cannot be satisfied by anybody except the husband. And that's why if you know you cannot be able to do that, then there is no point of you marrying.
Okay. I just want to pause you small.
Okay, I will do that.
I want Reverend to also
respond back.
To respond. What we are discussing is the role of husband.
Yeah.
Just for like 1-2 minutes.
Well, let me be very frank. This topic we need time because it's an elaborate topic. We can discuss it for hours.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, the issue of marriage, when you look at it sincerely, Bible gives us a very good and clear foundation about Christian marriage.
Okay.
An ideal home. Now, to just hit the nail on the head, talking about the responsibility of a husband, the man being the head. The Bible said men ought to love their wives just like Christ loved the church. He loved the church by giving himself for her, washing her, cleansing her, and making her holy, and then presenting himself to her without spot or wrinkle. Now, being a man, any man that is not able to provide for his family, the Bible says he's worse than an infidel. That's any man that is not able to provide for his family.
Supposing he's poor, he's been working and God has not provided.
You see, the issue of marriage, you don't go into, the Bible said the man shall leave his father and mother, and the two shall be united. The Bible didn't say the child. So before you even think of getting married, it's a task. You must know that you're matured, you're mature physically, you're mature emotionally, you are mature psychologically, and also you must ensure that even economically you're established.
Okay.
So that you don't dive into it and then, look, marriage is not for experimentation. It's not like going to boutique. I take one or two dresses and you say, no. No. It's a covenant between man and God.
Reverend.
So it's
I want us to pause there.
Now,
that covenant. Okay, you quickly round it up.
Yeah. So the man is to provide. The man also to ensure that he provides security for the family.
I don't want you to rush it. That's why I want to pause you, because I want you to have time to expand it. And that is why let's take this short break first. When we take this short break, you take water. Then we'll now continue from where we stop. Let's go on a very short break. Please don't go away.
Together, no matter where you come from, no matter your religion, we are one. Let's live together. Let's stop fighting each other. Let us live as one. It doesn't matter where you come from, your tribe or religion, man, woman or child. It doesn't matter who you are. Put Nigeria first. No matter where you come from, no matter your religion, we are one. Let's live together. How can we develop when we're always in crisis? Families have become refugees in their country. No matter our differences, show some understanding. No matter where you come from, no matter your religion, we are one. Let's live together.
Yeah, welcome back. If you are just joining us, we are discussing family, and you can see it's highly explosive. I know everybody is being agitated. You want to be part of this program. All what you need is send your messages, either WhatsApp or SMS, to 070-449-44949. Again, 070-449-44949. You can see it on your screen. Please, just messages, no calling. No calling, I repeat. Reverend, you are discussing about the role of husband. Please, I want you to conclude that before we move to... So,
as I was saying, he needs to provide for his family. Now, when we talk about provision, it goes beyond the physical provision. The husband also is responsible for providing spiritual atmosphere for the family. Because God will hold every man accountable on the last day that is not able, to handle and take care of his family. Now, you also see, beside that of the man, same Bible also talks about responsibility of a woman. They are interwoven.
Although we want to get there, but let's clear the husband first.
So the man has the highest responsibility, as a father, that of training children and discipline them. You can even observe today that there are times, as a father, if you shine away from your responsibility, you see children misbehaving in the family. We are talking about ideal society, ideal family, and all of those. The reason why you see a lot of children misbehaving in societies is because some men have failed from their responsibility. Sincerely. Because when you talk about the issue of armed robbery here and there, kidnappers, trace their roots, all of them, back to families. Each one of them. So I'm saying that men, we must rise to our responsibility to ensure that we do the ideal thing so that it will be well with our society and also it will be well with our families.
Thank you. Imam, you still want to conclude on the role of husband?
Or husband. Now, he must respect the wife. Because there are crises in most families where the man feels, since he provides financially, then he want to do whatsoever if he feel like doing. He don't respect the wife. You must respect her. You must honor her. In fact, you must respect whomsoever she is respecting. It is her right. Her parents must be respected. In fact, her friends must be respected.
Yes.
Then extend to this. Also, it is her right that she will advise you.
Yeah. Yes.
Because some husband doesn't take any advice from her. He sees her as just she's a liability. So why should she have nobody? So she has the right to advise wisely. Of course, I will advise you. There are some areas that she don't need to advise you.
Sure.
Yes, of course. Reverend will not know that. She didn't listen to that in that area. But really, for the progress of the family, you must listen to her advice. Rasulullah used to listen to his wives.
Yes.
In fact, there was a time during the Umrah, and he commanded the companions to shave. And they were not shaven. Then he came back to his wife and she said, "What is wrong?" Your face squeezed. He said, I commanded my companions and they did not. And he said, okay, have you shaved your own? And he said, no. She said, shave your own and leave them. That is advice from a wise woman. He was shaving. When they noticed Rasulullah is shaving, they started shaving their own too immediately. Because they saw it not shaven as being actually, if you shave that time, because they came for Umrah and the Meccans prevented them from doing Umrah.
Let me interject a little. You see, like ours, even in the Bible, the book of Ephesians chapter 5, the Bible said, submit to one another out of reverence for Christ. So the submission should not be kind of out of fear.
Of course.
It should not be out of compulsion.
Of course.
But you see, while I respect my wife, I submit to her, she also does something. It's reciprocal. So we ensure that when you give love,
you take love.
You take love.
Yes.
And then you must be sincere to her too.
Yeah.
Some men are not sincere to actually their wives.
Truthfulness.
Yes. He will tell you he's in Calabar while he's in Abuja. So these are some of the issues that actually make the family not to be disciplined. Because when you say it today, not to be ideal, of course, when they are online, because when you are disciplined, you are going to be ideal. When she noticed that you always lie to her, then there will be no respect.
Let me also say something little about the issue of finances even. Okay. You talk about truth, being truthful to each other. Even the issue of finances, this causes a lot of crisis in families, where you find the husband not being sincere to the wife. You know, he doesn't tell her what he has. And the wife also sometimes she hide her own money. You know, things like that. In fact, let me be very frank to you. In an ideal home, sir, they ought to have joint account. Well, somebody will say, why? But the truth of the matter is that, you see, where there is love, there should be openness.
Well,
there should be
Reverend, you are too fast here.
No, you see,
it's true.
We're talking about an ideal sense.
Actually,
we are not perfect, I know.
Of course.
But where your wife is matured and you are matured, she's responsible, you're also responsible.
Yes.
And you think together, you do your things together, you are not ashamed of one another, there is no hide and seek game.
Of course.
Sir, sincerely, if there is togetherness, do you know there are times when people are into relationship, they open up their heart to each other.
Of course, that is true.
You tell your girlfriend everything, and she also tells you everything because of love.
Yeah, because of love.
But the moment they marry,
that's why
it's another story.
Yes, of course.
Everybody wants to bring out his color, and then you begin to hide things from each other. To me, it's not good.
Of course, in Islamic teaching, you must have your private actually accounts. Your wealth is your own, because when it comes to inheritance after death, in Islamic teaching there is inheritance. There are those who are entitled to your inheritance, your own hair, personal.
Yes.
And she too, she has her own personal. So based on that sincerity, you can tell her what you have. That is not a problem. But it's not that you bring together your wealth together. It's not like she has her own, you have your own. Because if you died in Islamic teaching, there are those who are going to inherit you. They may differ from those who are going to inherit her. So by that, you have to have your wealth and her own. She may be even richer than you.
Yeah.
But she will tell you what she has. Doesn't matter.
You see a little difference that is there in that of Bible. Yes. The Bible says the two shall become one. So you leave your father, she also leaves hers, and then two of you come together to form a unit, to form a family. And the Bible says the two shall be one. So if there is that oneness in heart, oneness in everything you do together, you sleep together, you eat together, you share together, you care for each other, and all of those things. What else?
Okay, if in Christianity, a question: if somebody died as a Christian,
yes,
did his father and mother who are alive entitled to anything of his wealth?
No. You see, the first thing is, by the time I and my wife, we came together to form a family. So if I am no more today, my wife takes responsibility.
Yes,
and if my wife, she's not there, of course I'm in charge, being the head. So, and if both of us, myself and my wife, are not there, our firstborn.
Okay.
Well, it's
our
clear.
Firstborn.
Yes, it's clear. It's clear.
I think we have the way each does it.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. Just to know the difference.
In Christianity,
yes,
the issue of inheritance lies on who's next. Let me put that way. What I mean by who's next, if the husband is one that is gone, the wife comes next. Am I correct?
Yeah.
So, but in Islam, you've not really
in Islam, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has mentioned your heirs to differ from the heirs of your wives. For instance, if a Muslim dies
Man or woman?
Or man or woman. If it is a man, if his father is alive, a mother alive, the mother has automatically 1/6 of his estate, and the father have 1/6 of the estate where he has children. And then the wife have 1/8 of the estate of the man. Now, if she is the one that died, and she leaves her husband and her parents, her wealth are known. Her father, biological father, is entitled to 1/6 of her estate, and the mother 2. And the husband is entitled to 1/4 of her estate if she has actually children. If she doesn't have children, he's entitled to 1/2 of the estate. These are now that makes it very clear that everybody should own what he has, but that doesn't deny sincerity. I can have 10 million and I'm sincere. I take care of my wife. I tell them what I can do. I tell them what I cannot do. I will not tell them lie that I'm in Port Harcourt while I'm in Abuja. These are the things that cause problem because her wealth is her own as far as Sharia is concerned, and she need not to spend on me except at will. If she so wish, it's not compulsory. But for the man, it is compulsory on him to take care of her financial responsibility, her spiritual responsibilities, her health, her security, as you have rightly mentioned earlier. It is all the duty of the man to do because he is the man.
Okay.
And she is the woman.
Okay. So I think if we look at what
strike a balance.
we have already struck a balance now. That sincerity must be there.
Of course.
Openness must be there. All this thing is now based on love and the fear of God. This is the summary of what you just said. Now, so if this
where there's sincerity, there will be no suspicion.
Of course.
At all.
Of course.
You know.
And anybody who has belief in God, who have fear of God, even when things does not go the way he or she wants it, because you know this is sincere, he will not take it as anything.
Another important point, sir, you must give her time, because men of today, you find out that the woman has no time. He has no time for the woman. He's always in the office. He's always in the market. He's always everywhere. When he comes home,
it's always on the phone.
It can be vice versa.
On the phone.
And on television.
Thank you. It can be vice versa too.
There are women that are also
But we are mentioning the man's role now.
Can we take a woman's own?
Of course.
Well, briefly, we can do that. Okay. As time permits.
Because they are similar.
They are similar. Okay, continue that with the woman, because Reverend has introduced that. Well, what will that be the role of a woman?
The woman, as a woman, must love her husband, must show the husband love practically, not loving alone, but she must show it practically, because there is difference between you love somebody and that is not actually seen clearly. It will be clear when there is respect, highly respect. You respect the husband highly. You appreciate him highly. Not that when he brings food to your house and you say, look at this, even that man, our neighbor, the husband, do, that is not appreciated. And that's why in Islam, the responsibility, the financial responsibility on the man is based on his income. وَلْيُنْفِقْ ذُو سَعَةٍ مِنْ سَعَةِ وَمَنْ قُدِرَ عَلَيْهِ رِزْقَهُ فَلْيُنْفِقْ مِمَّا آتَاهُ اللَّهُ. You should not go beyond your income. If your neighbor is buying ram every day for his wife to slaughter, and you cannot afford even chicken, you tell her. That's why from
contentment.
You become contented. You and her should share that. Now, the financing is based on your income. And you shouldn't be among those who will bring little to the house and then you eat much outside. There are men who does that. So, among the right of that husband or her obedience, she must obey the husband. She must actually take care of the needs of the husband. Make sure that the home is peaceful all the time. Like, she should give him peace. In fact, she should go as far as dressing the husband. When the husband is going out, she should check him. Are you well dressed, so that people will not laugh at you at home? You know, today,
she does something.
No wonder everyone is going out handsomely.
You see, now it is her duty also to know the man much more than himself. She knows his wants, she knows his dislikes, and that will make her to be a king. A queen in that house. In fact, that's why some men, when they are discussing outside, he will be mentioning his wife's name unknowingly to him
continuously
because of the responsibility she has discharged for the husband. In fact, she will go as far as knowing which of the meals that this man likes most.
Of course.
And she will go out of her way to go and learn how to cook that meal, so that anytime he will not even think of anywhere else. She must dress herself well. You know, some women, they will not dress well when they are going to their offices or market. It's part of the right of the husband. She dress well for him.
At home.
Unfortunately, at home. You see that most of them dressing in kitchen wares. You see her as if she's a house girl. It is when there is one business somewhere that you see her dressing as if she's the first lady. So women should be very, very careful on that note. It's part of the right of the man that whenever he sees you, he's pleased.
Okay. Well, Imam,
I think I am moved.
Sometimes when we are into this discussion, it's like just get a microphone and. But you see, the Bible tells us about an ideal woman.
Okay.
In Proverbs 31, you know, if you go through it, you know, it talks about the characteristics of a virtuous woman, her lifestyle. You know, the Bible tells us how good she is. How committed she is. The Bible says she does her husband good and not evil. She is hardworking. I mean, so a woman, when you look at it, the quality of a woman, we talked about an ideal woman. One, she's a housekeeper. Do you know, frankly speaking, it's a special gift that God has given women. Personally, the moment my wife travels and she's not around,
you become disorganized.
You know, but that just tells you a special gift. Yeah. But where a woman is there in the home and she knows her responsibility, you can relax.
Your mind is at rest.
You have your peace. Yeah. Now, also, she manages finances, just like you said. So the little you're able to provide, she manages it very well and ensure that she provides food. The Bible tells us that a virtuous woman, she's not lazy. She's like a merchant ship. She brings her food from afar. And then the Bible also talks about, you know, her husband praises her because of what she does. In the ancient time, you know, at the city gate, you have people, the elderly people will sit at the city gate. And what are they doing? Discussing affairs, things happening inside the city. And such a man, the Bible says, he is praised at the city gate because of the lifestyle of the woman at home. So her lifestyle earned the husband respect. And also she takes care of the children. You know, children at the tender age, they are very close to the mother. From the time they are being breastfed, you know, until they come to a level where they are being weaned. So they are very, very close to the mother. And the first word you hear from a child is mama, calling the mother and the father.
Some children nowadays is their daddy, they are close. The moment they are weaned, they are looking for
I'm just giving it.
Because the mother is too close to them.
But that is how it ought to be. Yes. So I want to say that, look, women have a lot to do in our family. But as a husband also, you must give her the chance
to do it.
To do it. You must give her the chance to do it. In fact, some women are not able to express themselves because the way they are treated in the home. They have a lot of potentials in them. If only you can just allow them, you know, you can get the best out of them. Yes. So I want to say, our mothers, sincerely, we need to appreciate God for their lives. Yes. You know, we need to appreciate. There are a lot of sacrifices they do.
I think the two of you have agreed before we started that this time might not be enough for us. Yes. By God's grace, the expanded of this program, extension of this topic will be role and responsibilities in the family. So that will be, by God's grace, our next episode, so that we'll be able to discuss this role and responsibility to the level which you actually wanted it to be. Because I think no amount of time is too much to discuss family. Because when family is good, the entire nation will be good. So be prepared. By God's willing, we are going to discuss role and responsibilities in the family. So perhaps this one will be able to get it to the level where we want to take it. We want to thank you for your time. We want to thank you for always being there all the time when we call you. I don't need to say if we call you again, will you come?
On the road.
No, you better go and quickly decide when you want to do this. I thank you.
Maybe when next time you allow me to dress before coming.
Next time, yes. When we are doing the next one, I will allow Reverend to dress corporate, official.
Not on the road.
Not on the road like this one. We thank you. Until when we meet next time, I'm Imam Fuad Adeyemi saying bye-bye.
Thank you.